almost there, I swear. Oh, okay. So apparently that was just the end of it. It just ends. It doesn't...
No.
What the... Oh, because I died so much. We got no score from that. Not even, like, ring score or anything like that.
Oh.
That is an achievement if I've ever seen one. I wanna... Oh, never mind. I hate how he stops moving after a bit because I want to stand on top of the 0. Alright, so that's the first bit. I forgot that that just ended so anticlimactically, where it's just like, well, it's over now. Whereas every other level has like a sort of conclusion to it.
Oh.
See, it's a robot made of the wisp things that he's been capturing.
Oh, hello.
I'm gonna open my soda.
I'll open my phone.
Soda.
Ow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the same tram thing that they use to get back up here.
Just say you're going to destroy us and stop embarrassing yourself.
See, Sonic's making fun of the fact that Eggman speaks dumb. Like, just get to the point,
Yeah.
Eggman. Don't try and be like a dramatic villain about it. Just be like, you're dead. And they're like, oh, dang.
Like a million times better. Thank you.
Look at his big old arms.
It's Dr. Octopus, except for the fact that I got to.
He's Dr. Bidopus.
Dr. Negapus.
It sounds so bad every
I
time.
know.
Like, I swear I've said the prefix of nega so many times before, and it only sounds bad now for some reason.
It's something we've noticed, like, uh-oh.
Yeah. I guess it's because they're so similar, like you have to emphasize the nah to it. It's like, it's a different syllable. Whatever, it's a different concept.
It's
Vowel.
You have to think about it, it's like, nah, guy.
It's nah. Good. So yeah, this is the final boss fight of the game. I'm trying to remember what the previous game was. I think it was Unleashed. This was the first Sonic game in ages, from what I remember, that doesn't have Supersonic as a part of the final boss. Like, you can unlock him as a power to use in just any level, but he's not actually a part of the climactic final fight.
Ooh,
Oh, damn it. Alright.
you cheeky bugger.
I realize what I can do now. Oh god, no. Oh god, damn it. I tried jumping, but I did it dumb. And then the rocks, no, not the rocks, the cubes come down.
The same things.
So he's using nega versions of all the powers that we've been using throughout this game.
I see.
So like the cubes and the spikes and all that. And then it's an Igni to get. Oh, give me some rings. See, what is the point in having the rings drop like that if they're not gonna be in a full match that I can collect them through? They just like throw them across the level.
Just makes it look good.
He'll pick up one. That's all he needs.
I think you got the 10 one though, so that works out well.
Yeah, I think I got the 10 and maybe like 2 of the singles. But there were like a good 30 rings there. And it was just like, you're not allowed to have all those rings.
No, those are mine.
Take that, and then one there. Hello.
Going James May.
Oh, and then I just ran right past them all. Can I? No, I can't. It would be cool if I could, because I would just be like, I got another hidden.
We're going James May on this. Hello.
Hey. So now he's doing Crash Bandicoot on this. Ow! That didn't hurt or nothing.
That was a bit cheap.
I think it's because I was meant to be further along to be able to like see. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on.
No. The fact inertia just doesn't exist in this. You just like stop.
Yeah, Sonic games don't take realism of the speed into account.
So stupid.
It's very like, you can just stop, and then you can start again.
But yeah, it just amuses me because it's dead. Stop.
Yeah, just like, ugh. I think that might have actually been one of the, like, Sonic can also stop from whatever speed he's running back to really slow in like a microsecond or whatever. Like, it's a feat of his that he can slow down so quickly.
Sonic can break science.
He can break the laws of physics in a single bound.
Those laws of thermodynamics, what are they? I did say dynamics. My bad.
Dynamics. Dynamo.
Gimmicks.
What?
Nice try.
Okay. You can try all you want,
It's
Eggman.
A for effort, but
So this is feeling like a broken fight right now in the way that some of the attacks are like within range, and then some of them are too close to range, so I can't actually react to them. And then some of them are too far out of range, so they can't even hit me.
it's a bit, yeah.
So there you go. Now I'm actually at the range that they want me to be at. Yeah. I swear to God, I'm gonna beat the Eggman, and then
He's gonna
I'll
say,
win.
curse you, Sonic, and he's gonna go to jail, and then he'll get out of jail,
Yeah.
and he'll be back once again, Team Rocket blasting off again.
Yeah, he's a team racket. He plays racket sports.
Oh.
It's like Mario Tennis, but Sonic. So Spike, how am I supposed to... Alright, so I had to boost away from him a bit to be able to get like the context of the layout of this whole thing. There we go. So he's using combinations of his powers now, where there's cubes and then there's also lasers. I don't know where this is gonna go. Alright. Oh god! Damn it! I didn't think it would split off in two directions. Now just regular spikes. Oh, that was a close one. And can I... Yes! Take that.
Which I bet you're not gonna get any rings at all.
And I think this is only the end of the first phase of the fight.
Oh, how many phases are there?
2.
No. Oh look,
But-
that's nice, they're coming to help you.
The only way that you can tell is the music changes.
Oh.
Although this, I think this is still the first phase, because music hasn't changed yet. And the only reason I can tell whether the music's changed or not is because the second phase is like an orchestral version of the theme song of the game,
Oh.
whereas the first phase is just like an orchestral, like,
Yeah.
you're fighting the boss sort of song.
Dramatic choir.
Then, boop! So now I got another. So now the music's changed.
Can you imagine telling Sonic, so what are we working on for this? You're working on a Sonic game.
This,
Make a really dramatic score. Oh.
like, that's what I studied orchestral music to do.
Yes.
Because that's the weird thing is that Sonic games up until, what is it? Up until Sonic 06 didn't really care that much about orchestral music. Like, Sonic Adventure up until Shadow the Hedgehog was primarily like really cheesy rock. And then all of a sudden Sonic 06 came out and it was like, we gotta have orchestral music, man.
It's like it's in season.
And it's like that game also started the not the trope, the convention of the final boss having an orchestral version of the theme song of the game or whatever. And then Sonic Lost World stopped doing that, and it became, I don't even, wait, I'm trying to remember now actually. I think it might, Lost World might have gone like the whole other direction, where all the music is nothing but orchestral now, instead of it being like, there's orchestral music for cutscenes and fights and stuff, but it's still, the levels are very, like, electronic sort of stuff. And then Lost World, like, it still has electronic stuff in it, but for the most part, like, the main theme song of Sonic Lost World is just an orchestral piece. It's not like, here we are, running super fast, gonna beat the world, or anything like that. It's just like, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Oh god.
I like the way they're coming to help you.
Yeah.
You're not doing it.
I like how it's only one of each color as well. Like, all the others are like, I'm not helping you.
It's like, why?
What are you guys doing?
I don't even need more than one. Like, come on, just send one of them out and we'll go get some pizza.
So I think this is going to be the end, because I'm going to get the last colors. Or last color, either way. I like how I get the bad Wisp to help me with this. And then superpowers! I want to know who was saying that.
Sonic Team.
Like, it's just this guy. Yeah!
And then they died.
So yeah, you beat the final boss with color powers instead of with supersonic Chaos Emeralds.
With
Like, the Chaos Emeralds aren't even a part of the plot at all. They were only there for the sake of the whole, like, gotta have a bonus thing that you can earn in the game. Which is basically how the original Sonic games worked. Like, Sonic 1, you couldn't even go super, and there were only 6 Chaos Emeralds.
Oh.
And then Sonic 2, it was like, I guess there's 7 now, and if you get them all, you can go Super, I guess. And then it got even more weird, because Sonic and Knuckles had like a special cartridge that you could lock a second cartridge on top of it for. And so Sonic 3 was originally going to be like a super large game, but they didn't have enough time to develop it. So they split it into 2 games, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, okay.
And so the purpose of the lock-on cartridge was to put 3 into Knuckles and make it Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the full game. And so that made it really weird though, because then there were 14 like total emeralds to collect. Like you had 7 Chaos Emeralds, and then when you get them, you go to like a special place that unlocks the Hyper Emeralds, I think they were called. And you get all those, and you become Hypersonic and Hyper. I think it was Hypersonic and Hyper Knuckles, and then like Turbo Tails or something like that, because you could play as all 3 as well. And it was just like that's the only game that you've been able to do that in. Every other Sonic game is just there's 7 Chaos Emeralds. What are these Hyper Emeralds you're talking about?
Oh god. It was like, well, we kind of dropped the ball, but my bad.
So this is similar to the first level of this world, but now it's like an obstacle course rather than a like fighting robots sort of thing.
All this stuff's going to be plummeting down to Earth, and everyone's going to die.
Yeah, I know. We're just running straight down.
Uh-oh. That's kind of a black hole.
I don't remember this level being that short either.
Huh. Okay.
Because like I knew that it was another one that ends anticlimactically like that, but I don't remember it being one that lasted half a minute.
So you're inside a black hole sort of thing.
Yeah, we're in the Badlands.
Hello.
One of them's gonna kiss him. It's like, oh god, not again.
Sonic, you've made things worse. Yeah, you free the aliens, but look, you gotta destroy the Earth.
So apparently the aliens, or the Wisps, are allowed to go into this thing without getting hurt.
Oh.
And then they can take Sonic out of it and put him on planet whatever this is, Earth something. That's the other annoying thing, is that the games, you don't know where they are. Like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, they're like in an Earth sort of environment with like cities and humans and stuff.
Yeah.
And then suddenly they just disappear. And then Sonic 06, you've got like an Italian sort of human world, and then Colors, you're in space, and there's no... Like, you don't know if it's Earth or if it's its own world. Whereas the comics, it was initially based on the Saturday morning TV show, where it was specifically Mobius was the name of the world. And so that's just how they've done it for the comic this whole time. It's just they live on Mobius, which is like their
Earth-ish
version of Earth.
Yeah.
Like they've even, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but they've got their own version of Australia there. I think it's just called Down Under.
Oh god.
I'm not sure about that, but like they had a whole arc of events down there with like dingoes and stingrays and stuff like that. And this was before the whole Steve Irwin thing, so it wasn't insensitive.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we beat the game basically.
He says, "Goodbye, my friends. I have to go."
Because you couldn't tell from him just waving.
No.
Better late than never, buddy.
It's like, is he saying hello?
Right on.
Like, he jumps. I was thinking he like jumps up to high five and then he like fails to land properly, so he just face plants into the ground.
I was just see if he just
Bats high fives, he just flies. I like how the planets just teleport away and now there's just this tower sticking out of the earth.
Hooray. That would be a liability or anything.
No. Eggman will use it as a gigantic baseball bat, and then he will hit.
He can knock the moon.
He will knock the moon. And that's another like continuity thing, is that Sonic Adventure 2, the moon got blown in half.
Oh god.
And then I don't know if that's still a thing. Like, I think Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog was very tied into Sonic Adventure 2, so they like had scenes where the moon was in sight would be the proper word. And it was like half of it was blown up and stuff like that. But then it's just not mentioned ever again, so we don't know if that's still the case or if it's just been like, oh, the moon's just okay now.
It just fixed itself and stuck itself back together.
So the games, basically, as I've been saying this whole time, the games are very, like, who gives a shit about continuity and plot and stuff like that. You just run, blow things up. Whereas the comic and like the old TV shows and stuff were much more like, there are characters going through sad times and they've got to learn how to deal with it and stuff like that. Like, there are some really weird issues that come up in issues in the Sonic comic with like just stuff you wouldn't expect to see in a children's comic, and like the language they use and stuff like that as well. They use really big words on occasion, and it's just weird. I don't have any examples on hand, but
like extraterrestrial.
Like they probably use that at some point since they go into space.
Or
so I don't know.
Special.
And just like human rights and stuff like that. Animal rights, I think, also comes up. Which,
children cartoons.
well, I guess Sonic as a whole is kind of animal rights in a way, with the whole like,
I'm a hedgehog.
well, that is like the whole, what do you call it? Green being, recycling, all that,
Yeah.
caring for the earth and not being...
I don't think recycling has much to do with,
Recycling.
I don't think that has much to do with animal rights, to be
well,
honest.
that the whole like animals deserve to live and not be extinct sort of thing. Like,
Well, yeah.
don't roboticize the animals, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, this is like 15-minute long credits. These credits go on a long time.
Oh god.
It goes for like 3 songs.
They just couldn't decide what song to use.
It's the worst power-up to have in the credits. Graphinica.
Ink.
See, look, there's a moon there, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Maybe if they broke the moon, the tides would go nuts. They just like everything would just be let go.
I'm trying to think of like other comic things to talk about, because it's the only thing I can think of to talk about at this point. Like, one of the characters is a rabbit that was half like in a roboticizing machine, and they like destroyed it before she was fully roboticized. So she's got like a robotic arm, a robotic nipple, just one. She's got one robotic arm, and like her entire lower half is robotic as well, I think.
Oh.
And she's got like a stereotypical southern accent or whatever.
Of course she did.
So they have to like write that out in the way that she speaks. So it's like like AHM instead of just IM, I apostrophe, whatever. And then in one of the comics, I don't remember exactly how it happens, because it was a while ago and I forget. But basically, she gets de-roboticized, and so she's like, "Oh my god, I have like arms and legs and stuff now that aren't robots." And then she suddenly becomes really depressed because she realized that she used those robotic limbs to her advantage like all the time. Like she could fly and stuff like that. What? Because it was like jetpacks in her feet or whatever. And so then it's basically just straight up depression. Like, I can't help you guys anymore because I'm not as powerful as I used to be and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, what? This is a children's comic.
Don't be sad because you're different, kids.
And then I think the reboot just like got rid of that and was just like, oh, she's a robot again.
Oh, she's a robot again, whatever.
It's like, oh man, she's going through some tough times and like, oh, it's really sad. Well, she's a robot now, so it's all good.
I could just imagine like a Q&A panel at the gaming convention. It's like, so what's happening to whatever the hell her name is? Like, oh, she's a robot again. And just, I don't know.
And it's weird because
she's a robot.
Again, she was one of the characters that was in the show, but has never been in any of the games. Like, well, I guess technically, the characters from the show were in like Sonic Spinball and maybe like one other game. Like the shows did have really old game appearances. Like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which is basically just Puyo Pop. That was based off of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, like the one where Robotnik's a bumbling idiot, and he has the chicken and the driller guys as his lackeys. Like their character designs and everything were based off that show. And then in Spinball, there's like a mini game, like literally just a mini game where you see other characters from the Saturday morning TV show. And then that's like it. Like they've never been in any game since.
Well, they don't sound incredibly interesting.
They're not, well, like, It's weird because they're kind of really well known within those
The
contexts.
Sonic community.
No, you could say that if you want. I meant like within the comics and the show and everything like that. They're sort of like major characters, and yet outside of those, they don't even exist. So like you could be a massive Sonic fan, but if you're a recent Sonic fan and you don't read the comics, you will never know about these characters. Basically, it's just very strange that they don't. Like, if there's a copyright reason that they're not in the games or anything like that, or if it's just, we don't like these characters, they're dumb, or something like that.
Suzanne Goldish.
Because
I read it as Goldfish.
I'm sure you've heard of Sally Acorn before.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
She is, like, basically the secondary main character of the comics.
Oh.
And yet she is not in the games at all. She has only been in that mini-game, from what I remember, of this pinball game, and that's it.
Well.
So it's just weird. I'm not necessarily complaining that they're not in the games.
Oh, what's new?
I don't really care, but it's still just unusual.
Sounds yeah.
Yeah. Look at all the rings. Like, none of what is occurring right now matters. We could just stop.
Well, then why don't you?
I can't. Well, I mean, I can't skip it. Like, I mean, stop as in we could just, like, turn off the game.
Oh.
But I don't remember if something happens afterwards. I think there was, like, an after-credits scene.
Done.
But, like, we're only halfway through the credits right now.
What?
Yeah. These credits go on for this long because of how... Look at how slowly it all scrolls across the screen.
So I don't even care about associate creative director I got there. Joel Horan, whatever his name was.
Like, the saving grace of these credits being this long is that they at least give you something to do during them. Not that it really achieves anything. Like, they could at least do what Super Monkey Ball did, where there was, like, a whole score that you could attain from going through the credits. Like, how many... Or, like, Super Smash Brothers, where you'd have to shoot up the names and stuff, and then at the end it would be like, you shot this many names. And you're like, oh, damn, I wanted to shoot this many names, or whatever.
I remember there was one game that I cannot remember what it was.
I remember this game, I don't remember.
That had like really long credits, and it was very story based. And at the end of the credits, there was a secret scene, but you couldn't skip the credits or anything. So, like me, I was like,
You left in the middle of the credits and didn't see it?
yeah, pretty much. I did something else. I didn't see it, then I heard about it. I was like, what the?
Was it like Bioshock Infinite or something?
No, I don't think it was like Bioshock Infinite at all.
I don't know.
It was something a little bit older, I think.
It could have been anything, really. Like, there's so many games where there's just... even movies, there's things at the end of movies. Like, we'll go every single Marvel film... Well,
pretty much every film ever that I've seen with you lot.
I think there was like one Marvel film that didn't have something at the end of the credits.
That's because they had the big thing just before.
Yeah.
They had the kind of...
They had like an X-Men trailer in the middle of the credits, and that was it. But,
that was Captain America.
I think that was... what was it?
I think it was Captain America 2 that they did that.
It might have been, yeah. It was either that or Spider-Man. I don't know. Anyway, so someone will either tell us or not, and then we won't ever know. But, yeah, like, nearly every Marvel movie does that, and yet nearly every time we go and see one in theaters, we'll sit there and everyone else in the theater will leave. And we're like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like, do you not know that it's a thing that in Marvel movies there's a thing after the credits?
It's like Stan Lee cameos, come on.
Yeah, it's a thing you just expect, and yet apparently everyone that goes to any of our movie theaters is like not in the know on these things.
They get like one person occasionally.
Like, they don't go to Marvel movies because they're Marvel movies. They go to Marvel movies because it's something to do for 2 hours. It's like they don't care about the ongoing plot elements or anything like that. They're just like, I'm bored. I'm gonna go watch a movie that is not at all related to things that I care about.
Hey, honey, you like Robert Downey Jr. Well, here you go.
Here's one of 3 films where he acts like an asshole for no reason.
Yes.
This is still the most useless power to have here. At least Cyan, I can like wait until I'm all the way over here and then just be like, wow.
Patooey Patow.
I don't want
That's
orange.
my favorite.
Orange is dumb. Go away.
Jewel.
You little orange guys down there. I like how I'm scrolling so much quicker than the aliens at the bottom of the screen. And this one is also pretty useless as well, because I can't get up to where most of the rest of the things are. Sega Spain. Like, I don't care about what Sega Spain did to this game. I don't live in Spain. It's not my problem.
I don't. Do you, though? Spain?
Spain lives in Spain. And Benelux. Where even is that?
I'm gonna look up.
Is that in, like, Finland?
It's probably going to be some sort of like.
Jersey?
Yes, it's in New Jersey.
I didn't say New Jersey, I just said Jersey.
Oh, Jersey, my bad.
It's an old Jersey.
Benelux.
Maybe it's in Virginia. Or Sega Australia, I care about that because I live there. There's Nerol and Hanper. And
You lived in
Rebecca
Virginia?
Charalambous.
Let's see.
I think we're actually near the end.
Oh! You go quickly. Benelux,
Team-
sometimes written as Benelux in French, is a union of states comprising 3 neighboring countries in Midwest Europe: Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Like how that door over there just keeps closing.
Yeah.
Because it's a hot day and we've got the air conditioning on, and that makes doors open and close for no reason.
You might also have his windows open.
That too, yeah. Windows and air conditioning make the house make noises.
Yeah. So there you go. Benelux is, like a little. It's like a.
That door, at least we're near the end instead
Yeah.
of this going throughout the entire playthrough, because that would just get annoying.
Yeah, it's a union of Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg.
Alright, so it's like the whole World War II thing.
Yes.
Hamburg or whatever it was.
I don't know if Vegas like a hamburger or some shit.
I learnt it back in
Yeah.
like high school, and then there was never a moment where the information was necessary.
No.
So I just remember like it was like luck. I don't know. Look up World War II, something to do with Hamburg.
Well, I only remember that World War One started sort of because of sandwich, over a sandwich.
God, what? Because there was
Yeah.
It wasn't over a sandwich.
No, but it was kind of like the sandwich kind
was-
of predated, and then it was like
No. World War One was because a guy was eating a sandwich at like a restaurant, and then like it requires a bit of a pre-explanation before that. Basically, a guy was trying to assassinate Franz Ferdinand, and at first he failed, and so like all of him and all of his buddies failed, and so he went off to have a sandwich while he sulked because he was like fucking Franz Ferdinand isn't dead, and by pure luck at the sandwich place that he was eating, Franz Ferdinand just drove right by. And like their car stopped in front of that sandwich store, and so he like killed him and his wife or whatever in that moment. Like the only reason he managed to assassinate Franz Ferdinand was because he was eating a sandwich at a sandwich store,
Right.
At the sandwich store.
okay.
So it's not because of the
No, I
sandwich.
didn't think it was because of a sandwich. I thought it was one of those things where
A sandwich
the
was an
sandwich,
element of it.
yeah, sort of element of that was like you stole my sandwich. Bitch, I'm gonna.
Like, Franz Ferdinand dies because he stole some guy's sandwich.
Yes. To burger.
It's Hamburg, not burger.
Just talked about a hamburger.
But yeah, this cutscene, like one of the things about Sonic Generations that I wasn't expecting was it actually does tie in to the quote-unquote canon of the games, in that it's revealed the big bad guy of Sonic Generations was found because of what's occurring now, where Eggman's like floating through space. He just like stumbled upon the big bad guy of Sonic Generations.
Oh.
So it's like, so Sonic Generations isn't just like an anniversary game that has nothing to do with anything. It's actually like Sonic does actually meet his like classic counterpart, and they actually go to Green Hill Zone and all that stuff.
Oh.
So it's like, what the? So yeah,
Was it something to do with hamburgers being renamed Liberty Steaks?
maybe I'm thinking of Luxembourg. I don't know. We'll talk about it off camera. This has been Sonic Colors.
It's stupid.
I'm sure it was an absolute drag for all of you to watch. All 15 of you. I'm gonna make Sonic run to the left. And yeah.